We are Nicki and Carlo, and our family live in Positano, Italy, nearly 500 steps from the road, but surrounded by fruit and olive trees and with a fabulous view. Our garden overlooks the sea and we grow our own food. We show you what life is really like on the Amalfi Coast. So please subscribe and welcome to the Positano Diaries. We have had beautiful weather on the Amalfi Coast for the last few weeks. Golden sunlit days with pink sunsets and warm evenings, balmy temperatures and just the tiniest chill in the air early in the mornings. In August, when we drove to England, we stopped for a couple of nights in a village in the Alps. We stayed in a lovely chalet-style B&B, and every morning we had a wonderful breakfast outside in the garden. Apart from the fresh pastries and local jams, there were little pots of yoghurt made every day by the owner. It was so good, light and creamy, not too strong, that I promised myself I would try to make my own when we returned home. And for a month now, I've been making a litre of yoghurt every week and we're loving it. It's so easy to do and it tastes so good. All you have to do is heat 1 litre of milk in a pan. You'll need a thermometer to check the temperature, and when it reaches 180 degrees, you just take it off the heat. It now needs to cool down to 110 degrees Celsius. I pour it into a glass jar so it cools down faster. When it reaches 110 degrees Celsius, you mix in 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. You need the one with the live cultures in it. Mix it together well and then put it somewhere warm. An airing cupboard would be perfect. We don't have one, so I use the oven, which I slightly warmed beforehand, but don't forget to turn it off if you do it this way. Leave it for 6 hours and it will have set like Greek yogurt when you go back to get it. This yogurt is actually really good natural. It's really delicate and creamy, so it doesn't have that strong yogurty taste, which is really good. So it's nice, sweet, natural, but I like to add a little bit of maple syrup and a dash of vanilla. And you can add berries and banana and all sorts of things. Once you take it out of the fridge, it's set, but once you mix it up with whatever you put in it, it stays runny and creamy, and it's absolutely lovely. And now I know how to do this. I will never buy yogurt again, apart from the one I need to make this. 3 years ago, I bought a butternut squash in a supermarket. I gave the seeds to our chickens to eat. They loved pumpkin seeds. Soon after that, I must have left the chickens roam free in the garden and they must have pooped out the seeds. The next year, we had an unplanned butternut squash plantation, which kept us going all winter. Again, we kept the seeds, replanted them, and this is the result this year. Ow! While I was filming this piece, I caught myself in a really bad angle, which led me to make an Instagram story about lighting, and I thought I'd share it here too. This is a story about lighting and how it can change your perspective of things. Good and bad lighting can make or break a photo and one's confidence if you don't realise what's happening. This is the view looking east in the morning, almost monochrome, silvers and greys. But if you look west, where the sun is pointing, it's a completely different scene, bright colours and clear views. This is a photo from earlier this summer that I posted on Instagram. I explained that the light made my legs look particularly smooth and perfect. Do you want to see what bad lighting does to the same pair of legs? this is what bad lighting does. This was taken at midday with the sun directly above. Not a good time for photos. The photo before was taken early evening, by the way. I'm not ashamed to show this. My legs are not really this bad, although they're not perfect like the other photo either. And even if they were like this, I'd still be wearing shorts because it's hot and life is short and there's bigger things to worry about.
Approvato sistematicamente, ma perciò non è successo niente, perché ci sta.
We're just out on our early morning dog walk and there's all these stands behind me. Tonight, for the first time in what I've been told is 27 years, they are resurrecting Montepascho's famous Bean Festival. So it's an Italian sagra. A sagra is like a little town festival that they do in pretty much every village across Italy, and it's normally related to one of the fruits or vegetables that they grow in that area. So you'll find there's like plant festivals and fish festivals and bean festivals and chocolate festivals and all sorts of things. So tonight we're having the Bean Festival.
Mi ricordo di questa sagra da quando ero ragazzo ed era la più bella sagra che c'era in questa zona. Venivamo qua con tutti i nostri amici, i miei amici dell'epoca, ed era una cosa bellissima.
One of the reasons that they had to stop doing the festival 27 years ago was the classic Italian bureaucracy problems, and they didn't have permission to cook on stalls like street food cooking, and they didn't have any way that they could do the food, because the whole point of the festival, the sagra, is food. Everybody comes and eats, and if they weren't allowed to cook, they couldn't do the food. So now they've got round it by asking the various restaurants to cook for them. So the restaurants have to prepare the food, and then the food is taken in big vats up to the tables where they sell it. I'm in the ritrovo at the moment. Let's go and see if they're making something for the festival in the kitchen. Bear in mind that all the restaurants have to also prepare all the food for lunch and dinner in the restaurant as well, so they've got a lot of cooking to do today. These are all vegetables for the bruschettone, which are being prepared already this morning. Yum, I think I'm gonna have one of them. And here are some of the ingredients waiting to be made into something yummy later on.
Andiamo al ristorante La Tagliata e andiamo a vedere se stanno cucinando qualcosa per la sagra.
I actually remember going to one of the Sagra dei Fagioli, one of the bean festivals. It would have been 1992, because that was the first time I came to Positano out of season, so it wasn't in July or August, and it was the first time I came up to Montepascho. I don't really remember much about it, to be honest with you, apart from falling down, because we walked back down afterwards, and I remember falling down the steps and ripping a massive hole in the back of my jeans and having to tie a sweater around to hide my bottom.
Ma eri ubriaca?
No, not at all. No.
Ma il 92 non ci conoscevamo ancora, vero amore?
No. I wonder if we saw each other there.
Non lo so.
Yeah, I wonder.
Magari ci siamo incrociati, ci siamo anche guardati.
Maybe. I don't remember anything about it, unfortunately. By the way, they have a very noisy cooking school at Italiano. It seems to be a lot of fun. We're all very busy concentrating at the moment. Okay, so I'm in the Tagliata and we've left it a bit late. It's already 11 o'clock, so they're preparing for lunch here because it does get very, very busy in this restaurant. And they've already prepared some bean goulash. And I'm just waiting for Luigi to come up and show me the photos because the goulash has already been taken. It could be what I had in the, what I saw in the big saucepan that they were bringing up earlier on in the main square. I am trying to film a video. Would you please be quiet? Stop talking. Okay? Now you're quiet. Now you're quiet.
Vergogna! È arrivato chiudiamo la tagliata. 170 euro! È arrivata la sera e adesso andiamo a vedere la sagra.
And I have just found those vegetables that we saw this morning being cooked in the oven. Here they are, the bruschetta. That looks really good. This is how it's served. And this is the goulash that we saw Luigi making this morning at La Tagliata. Looks really good. This is very interesting.
Questa è una pizzetta fritta con pomodoro e parmigiano. Queste invece sono delle zeppoline con alici e poi c'era con fagioli, ma non l'ho presa, e un altro con pomodoro e segale. Buonissima. Ho avuto un trattamento extra speciale, però non lo dite a nessuno, se no ci prendiamo le sgridate.
Oh, what you doing all by yourself? It's Sunday morning. I was going to have a lovely relaxing morning. I was going to get out a load of old photos because on my Patreon I'm slowly posting old photos of me and Carlo, or my life before Sky, or all sorts of things from the past with little stories about what they were, and also a few scenes from my book. And I thought I would go through my digital photos today and see whether I can find some gems there to share as well. But then I realised that tomorrow my friend Dave is coming to stay and he needs somewhere to sleep, and he likes to sleep up on the mezzanine above the living room. That's his preferred spot when he comes to stay, and it is a mess It is terrible. Celine was the last person to stay there a few months ago, so we did tidy it up for her, but it's just a dumping ground up there. Sky doesn't have enough wardrobe space down in her room, so she likes to spill over and store stuff up there. There's Nicola's stuff up there, there's a spare helmet up there, there's games, the dogs like to sleep up there. It really needs to be tidied up. You can hardly get up the stairs at the moment. So I'm going to have to do that this morning instead. To give you an idea, this is what the staircase looks like right now. So I really need to tidy up. And up here, bed needs to be made, it needs to be vacuumed, it needs to be dusted and just tidied up a bit. But yes, I have my work cut out for me this morning, and I will not be doing anything to do with photos until I've done that, except maybe this is an old photo of mine that we had blown up and it's just sitting there on the floor. Maybe I will hang that on the wall. I can never find anything in here, but Carlo knows exactly where everything is. Now, where are the nails for hanging up pictures? The little green boxes are normally here somewhere. I've actually found them. There we go. Is 9:30 on a Sunday morning too early to start banging nails into the wall? Maybe just a little bit. I might just wait till 10. The one drawback with these sleeping platforms that you might not have realised is that they're only 1.50 metre high, so nobody can stand up in them. When we first moved here, this was Sky's bedroom and she was 10 years old, so it's perfect for her. And then suddenly one day her head touched the ceiling and we were like, we need to move her. You know when you start doing one job and then you get distracted and you start doing another one and then another one and then another one. So that's happening. So as I was dusting up there, I came down and then realised that the blankets on the sofa desperately need a wash, otherwise everything probably smells of dog. I always worry that the house smells of dog. Anyhow, so I've put all the covers for the sofa in the wash, and then I realised I had to feed the dogs. Carlo's just taking them out for a walk right now, and I went to get some dog food and I can't find any. We've run out of dog food, which is really annoying because we have it on order for Amazon, so it's supposed to arrive every now and again automatically, and it was arriving too often, so we've changed it and now it's not arriving often enough, and I've got no dog food, so I'm gonna have to make dog food now. So that's fine, we've done it before, and they actually love the homemade dog food, so I'm gonna have to do that. So I'll show you how I make dog food. Okay, so these are my ingredients here. I have some minced beef, which I've just defrosted, some chopped turkey, an egg. I've got some butternut squash, carrot and peas, which are all sweet, so they like those, a little bit of spinach. I will add a spoonful of coconut oil at the end and some whole grain rice. I'll add these at the end, and the coconut oil I'll stir in at the end. The egg I will crack into it at the end as well, and I will then crush up the shell and put that in as well for calcium. So this is my temporary dog food recipe. I've used it a few times. I haven't run out of food before actually, and I know I actually do have some dog food in the car, so I can go up there this afternoon and get it, but I'm not running all the way up there now. It does take me 20 minutes of climbing to get to the car, so I will do that this afternoon when I go out for another dog walk. So for now, this will do. They will absolutely love it. This is their favourite meal, and yes, I know that there's all sorts of things that I could add to this to make it better. This is what I've got in the house. This is what I can do for now, and I know that everybody has very strong opinions on what dogs should and shouldn't eat. This is all good, healthy stuff. It's not going to hurt them for a day or two. Right, back upstairs and get on with the cleaning.
Che buon odore, che cucini?
Dog food, sorry. We
Cioè,
haven't got any dog food. We've run out.
no, non manca il dog food.
Yes, I can't find any.
Ma che dici? L'hai portato tu l'altro giorno, ti sei anche filmato. Cioè, vedi quello scatolo in testa, cosa pensi che era lì dentro?
You're right, where is it?
Lì!
It's not!
Dove sta il cibo? Dove l'hai lasciato? Tu l'hai lasciato qua, eccolo qua.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Donne, donne. Queste tempeste ormonali mi distruggono il cervello. Eccolo qua.
Okay, alright, okay. Fine, the dogs will get extra special toppings for the next few days.
Ma chissà anche a voi quante volte sarà successo che vi dimenticate le cose. Adesso Nicki c'ha un po' di problemi a ricordare le cose, vero amore? Più di prima. Ti amo uguale. Affanculo.
So the rice is cooked. I'm going to add the spoonful of coconut oil, a glossy coat, an egg. I've put the eggshell in already and stirred that in. And then just give it a mix up. I leave it quite runny because I know my dogs like it. They like it like a casserole, quite sort of gloopy. But some dogs might like it a bit drier, so drain out some of the water. Oh, Indy.
Oh,
Indy
Indy.
eats later.
Ora li apprezzo di più.
And while I'm busy slaving away, cleaning and cooking, what is Carlo doing? Even Indy's wondering what Carlo's doing.
Mi sto allenando per la corsa nell'acqua.
Oh, I'm glad somebody's having fun. Honestly, men.
Sai cos'è difficile?
Cosa difficile?
Se adesso mi giro e provo ad andare al contrario. Guarda.
Oh, that's why he was laughing before.
Questo è difficilissimo. È bellissimo comunque. L'acqua è 15 gradi adesso. Sì, non è calda. Però quando inizi a correre poi non hai più freddo.
That's better. Dave's just called. He's on his way up. Let's go say hello.
Wow.
Wow! How lovely to be here.
Well done for finding it again.
Oh. Hey,
Hi there.
Carlo, ciao, come stai?
Bene.
Bene?
Io sono alla giusta altezza tua.
Right, yeah, see? Oh, it's so good to see you all.
You too. Come in. Come in.
Been?
Come on, doggies.
It was a problem at 40 and I was like, well, maybe I'll try. And then I picked exactly the wrong person.